I'm not asking for her to be out of jail. I understand what she's done was horrific. But as a sister, I want her here.
As it stands, I think she will be the first person that they try to execute in 2021. And that in of itself, I think, is symbolic of a degree of barbarity and cruelty that seems to harken back to a much more primitive era in human existence.
When the abuse started, I stepped in to take the abuse so that she wouldn't have to endure it. And I ended up getting taken away about 8.5 by the state of Kansas, but Lisa never had that. So when I left at age 8.5, it went to her. So the abuse continued on for her all the way into adulthood, into her first marriage, whom he perpetuated all the abuse that she had endured during her childhood.
As a child, she was sex trafficked by her mother. She was raped over a period of years by her stepfather, who built a special room for her on the side of their trailer so that he and his friends could go in and rape her without anyone else noticing. So she now is somebody who, because of this repeated trauma, has a psychotic disorder that prevents her from maintaining contact with reality unless she has very heavy psychotropic medication. There's nobody else on death row who presents with that history of trauma.
My heart definitely goes out to the family. I know that they were hurting then, they are hurting now. There are 2 families that have been destroyed by this, and their family has definitely been destroyed by this, and I completely understand. But the thing is that she has mental illness, and you add mental illness, and then you add the sexual abuse, the mental abuse, the gang rapes that continued on and on, the physical abuse. She broke. She literally broke. She is now on the right kind of medication. Before she was not. And now she is realizing the depth of what has happened. She has great remorse over it. I just don't feel like putting her to death is justice.
We know that this government is in favor of the death penalty. We know that they are executing more people than any government before them for the last, 130 years. But we still never believed they would try to execute Lisa Montgomery. And that is because her case it presents such a powerful, compelling story for clemency. Why did they schedule her execution out of all the other people? The ask of President Trump, it's a very small ask. It's not saying, pardon Lisa Montgomery the way other people have been pardoned. It's not saying, release her. It's saying, let her live the rest of her life in prison.
I'm begging you as a sister, but as a survivor also, I'm begging you to look at the torture that she had lived and to grant her clemency and to let her live her life out. I'm not asking you to release her. Just give her life.